R8. It's 28 degrees out. Sort of have traction. Picking up the R8 vlog a couple weeks later, the car has been sitting in the garage for about 3 to 4 weeks because I've had press cars line up, so I just haven't driven the R8. It's on winter tires, and now it's officially winter. Like, there is snow, ice, and salt on the ground, and the R8 has to go out. I don't know why I was putting it off. I bought tires for it to drive in the winter, but it is going out into the snow. This is gonna be an epic cold start because it's been sitting for a while, so it's very cold, and it's on a trickle charger, so I'll show you guys how the trickle charger setup works on the Gen 2 R8. It's nothing too fancy. So I bought this C-Tech trickle charger just off of it's with Amazon, I think, and we open the frunk. The battery for the R8 is in the frunk, and I was just using the regular clamps. C-Tech does offer this different connector where you can actually put the little ring on the little post terminal things on the battery themselves, which I'll set up later. And this panel closes, so I'll probably notch this panel so I can easily get to it, close the panel, and have the cable lined up, so it's just easy to plug it in. Make sure the battery is charged up while the car is just sitting there for a while. So that's pretty simple. Prying this panel out is a little bit of a pain. You gotta be careful not to separate this protective, or the carpet, from the actual plastic. So that's a little bit annoying. Otherwise, it's pretty straightforward. That is where the battery is on the R8. I have the Shelby also hooked up to the battery tender. The 2 green lights there show it's fully good. It goes through all the different stages. Whereas this one, I just unplugged it, so it's obviously nowhere. All right, cold start. With the B-Rogue titanium exhaust, when it's been sitting here for quite a while. Look at that titanium. That is gorgeous. And yeah, see, that's snow and salt. I did a couple months ago have an issue where randomly the whole screen would go dark when I was running CarPlay. Everything was still functioning, like music was playing and navigation was running, but it wouldn't display. There was a TSB, so I took it to the dealer and they did an update and it works fine. Not wireless CarPlay, so I have it plugged in there just with a USB cable, and I've got my phone sitting there. You'll note the mess in the passenger seat because I was too lazy to put stuff in the frunk this morning. So I oftentimes end up doing that with a backpack and a lunchbox in the passenger seat. Here's something that's a little bit annoying. The cup holders are right here towards the back, so usually I have this cover closed and you can rest your arm on here, but when you've got the something in here, and also because the cover hinges here, you can't put anything tall in the back one. That fits, but if you have like a tall drink from Starbucks or something, it would not fit. Minor gripes. At least it has cup holders. Single zone climate control with these rotary dials here with the little screen on the inside. And the buttons down here for turning it off, rear defog, or front. And then we do have heated seats, front seats. Obviously there are no back seats to heat. There's also a parcel shelf back here. It's got, what's that, radar detector holder, little net here. So this is actually fairly practical. You can fit like a backpack, a duffel, shove it back in there. So this here is useful. And then obviously the V10 in the back through the glass. Glass a little dirty. I don't know how I'll clean that ever, but yeah. The R8 is a relatively practical sports car. We've got a little space up here where you can plug in your USB for CarPlay or charging. I've got the radar detector plugged in there. There's a receipt, so that's a good amount of space, and it covers. So that's covered in the matching red leather, which is nice. The one of 999 plaque. Limited edition, which makes it special, even though the mid-cycle refresh of the Gen 2 are all rear-wheel drive as standard, so it's really not that special. How many miles am I at? 9,430 miles. I've put almost 5,400 on it in my ownership. So we're closing in on a 10,000 mile mark. Something else that makes the R8 fantastic to live with, even if you're a bit on the taller side, so I'm like 6'2", 6'3", depending on the day, I've actually got good amount of headroom in the R8 I fit. I do have the seat pretty much all the way back, recline, but I have headroom. The R8 is taller than the Huracan where it shares a platform. It's a little bit longer too, so we have a bit more legroom, a bit more seat travel, and definitely more headroom. In the Huracan, I have the seat all the way back, I'm sitting at an angle, I gotta hunch down a little bit and my head is still touching the ceiling. Huracan is more extreme, more exotic, it attracts more attention, it's a bit faster, but from a comfort daily drivable standpoint, the R8 takes it. It's just without a single doubt a much more usable daily driver, even if you're tall. 6'2", 6'3", if you're like 6'4", 6'5", it probably isn't as comfortable. If you're over 6'6", you're probably gonna wanna buy like, not an R8, maybe an RSQ8 or an RS6. Finally got things warmed up. Engine and transmission are actually showing temperatures, so we can do a little bit of an acceleration, make some noise and hear that B-Rogue build exhaust. As soon as the light turns green, there we go. Still having some traction issues? We're on winter tires right now, Soda Zeros. Finish out a workout after work, and that means it's time to cold start the R8. Did that. That was unexpected, but safe to say the B-Rogue built titanium exhaust for the R8 Huracans is quite loud because I just set off that car alarm from across the parking lot. It is now no longer beeping, so we're good there. Heading off, we're gonna eat dinner, a couple more things to do tonight, but just another day of daily driving and living with an Audi R8, which is not a bad thing at all. I greatly enjoy it. Driving it in the winter does feel a little bit weird because usually like sports cars get protected and become garage queens, and I chose to just keep driving the car. It's on winter tires. I mounted it on Soda Zeros, so I know it's safe in cold weather because I don't want to drive on rock hard tires that have no grip. You might be able to get going, but stopping and turning is not good when you're on the wrong kind of tires. And 37 degrees out, this thing will be good to go. It just takes a lot longer for things to warm up. Way longer for anything to get warm. Here is a minor thing with a virtual cockpit that's a little bit irritating. If you have the tach and speedometer displayed in the middle, the left screen doesn't show anything for CarPlay. You have to go into full screen mode to show CarPlay. Otherwise it just goes, please press view to change the viewpoint. If I go over, we have other pieces of data like fuel economy and things like that. The time, what's my short-term fuel economy? Long-term, 16.7. That has been dropping as I've been driving the cold. It was averaging like 17, which actually for a 5.2 liter V10 isn't that bad. The right screen I have on tire pressures. You can adjust it, but it's really hard. I actually haven't tried changing it yet. I think we do like the left, oh no, back. The right toggle, additional display, and I can change it up. Wait, no, that's not it either. Okay, this is a part of virtual cockpit that's a little confusing. I gotta play with it a little bit more. Rear-wheel drive R8, it's 28 degrees out. Sort of have traction. We're about to take the R8 grocery shopping to demonstrate how practical or somewhat practical the R8 can be. We really just have the front trunk, some space behind the rear seats. Alex will be with me in the passenger seat, so I can't pile up stuff there. So we'll see how this goes. This shouldn't be too bad. Small cart full of groceries into the front trunk. I take the most practical cars grocery shopping. I don't want to close that panel because it's really difficult to get open again. But decent sized front trunk. They don't make it huge, even though it's rear wheel drive, because it has the same architecture as an all wheel drive one. And all wheel drive R8 and Huracans have tiny trunks compared to like rear wheel drive Ferraris and McLarens and Porsches. But let's go. I could film and you could just load it up, Alex. I don't want to squish this. This is delicate.
So why just all right, so anything that's heavy is going to go in first.
Don't squish the eggs.
I'm not squishing the eggs, I'm holding them. There you go.
It looks like everything fit in the front trunk. We didn't buy that much because this was Mariano's, aka Kroger, not Costco. But there we go, successful. Good job, Audi. Good job. And as always, put your carts back. It does look a little bit ridiculous seeing the R8 out in the winter, but it is my daily driver. The back end of the car is starting to get salty, so I'm gonna try to get it washed this week before it goes back into the garage for a little bit of more hibernation, as I have a couple press cars lined up. Also getting close to 10,000 miles, 9,500 miles. I bought it with just over 4,000, so I've put 5,495 on the car. Properly driven. When it's 27 degrees out, this thing needs like a transmission heater, so the engine will get to temperature pretty quickly, but on the right side, my transmission is not even showing a temperature, so I have to take it pretty easy. We're back home. I'm gonna unload groceries out of the R8 into the house and go eat dinner because I am starving. We'll wrap up this specific living with the R8 vlog. I intend to do a couple more of these because obviously I am continuing to live with the car. I am driving it all through the winter. It is my daily driver and I do plan on keeping it for quite a long time. I really like this car. It's just so good all around. And now that it has the B-Rogue titanium exhaust, it is just so much more exciting and epic. With the valves open, in sport mode, with the cracks and pops and everything, it sounds like an angry Huracan. That's how I've been describing it. So it has the tone, the volume, and everything that you want for a mid-engine V10 supercar, right? So it's really awesome. Down the road, other plans, I might put wheels on it. I might get it tuned, because you can put like a Performante tune into that. TCU tune also be nice. I might do more carbon fiber. Maybe I'll wrap it. I don't know. We'll see. I really like the car, so this is what it's like to have a Gen 2 Audi R8. It's pretty fantastic. It works as a daily driver, even though it's rear-wheel drive. With the right tires in the cold, it's pretty good. Haven't taken out in deep snow yet, so hopefully we'll get to try that out, so stay tuned in the next part of this living with my R8 vlog. Otherwise, hope you guys enjoyed this video. You can check out some of the other videos I have on this too, the vlog when I picked it up and took delivery, my old R8, everything else we've driven too. Thanks for watching, and thanks for all the support.